Hey, welcome to Cow-Free Kicks. On this channel I review leather-free sneakers only, and this video is all about the Nike RUN Defys. Welcome to the channel. If you've not seen one of my videos before, I always look into 5 different categories when I review a pair of sneakers, and then at the end of the video I will give these Nike RUN Defy an overall rating out of 5 stars. And if you do like what you see as you're going along and you want to show a little bit of extra support, please do take time to give the video a little thumbs up like by clicking the button below on your device. And once you're down there, if you've not done so already, just take 2 extra seconds to subscribe to the channel. Now let's kick this review off as we always do by first checking these Nike RUN Defys out on feet. So normally we'll talk about the price of a pair of sneakers right at the end of the review, so you can take everything into account that I've talked about and see whether or not you'd feel that that price is acceptable to pay for them. But I want to talk about the price first in this video. So before we talk about their looks like we would normally do after checking them out on feet, I want to confirm that these cost £55 from Nike via the app and website direct. Now don't forget, if you sign up with Nike and you put your birthday in, you also get a 25% birthday discount. Now it's been my birthday this month, and luckily it fell into purchasing this pair of shoes. So these actually cost me just over £41 per shoe. Now these are at the very budget end of Nike's shoe range, and I think it's one of the best budget Nike shoes there's been for the last couple of years. So do take into account the fact that these are very low in price, especially the cost of living going up and the cost of sneakers in general. Getting these in your birthday month at £41 or just a general retail price of £55, I think is a really nice price. So let's move on to their looks. Now they are currently available in 5 different colorways via the Nike app and website. This one particularly isn't my favorite of the lot, but I do think it shows off very nicely the amount of embroidered detailing you get on the upper of the shoe. Now it's got a TPU swoosh on the outside of the foot, and it's a slightly different swoosh on the inside of the foot. It's not quite as accentuated with the thick bold white on the inside, but you do get more of this embroidered detailing that sits on top of this full textile upper that has some TPU reinforcements around the toe box and around the laces. The laces are flat laces. Inside you've got a comfort midsole insert. It all sits on top of this quite nicely cut away unnamed foam midsole unit, and then on the outsole for the shoe you've got like waffle cutaways with a slightly smaller grip than you'd find on most waffle cutaways. But as a shoe in itself, for the price, I do think what you're getting is quite a nice looking silhouette. They are quite low profile, but I think compared to the other shoes within Nike's budget shoe range, these actually come out quite nice on feet and look quite good in hand, and they've got a nice range of colorways. So overall, I don't think there's too many complaints for the price in the looks department. Now I want to talk more about their comfort, where I want to put this unnamed midsole to the test on my back doorstep. Comfort wise, they're actually not that bad. Now you can see from the step test, I put a lot of pressure on this midsole from toe to heel, and I got a nice amount of energy return from the middle of the foot and from the heel. It does taper off towards the forefoot though and under the board of your feet, but you can't really expect too much from a shoe that just doesn't cost that much. And overall, I do think the general ride underfoot from these offered more of a cushion comfort than I was expecting. I was expecting them to be quite firm and rigid, but they're actually quite plush in the middle and towards the heel of your foot. And I did enjoy the ride. I did think that for a shoe that costs this much, they're gonna make a really, really nice everyday wear. Now on top of your feet, you've got a really, really big foot entry entry hole that's really easy to slip your foot into, really nice cushioning around the foot entry and the heel as well, really nice padded tongue, and underneath this perforated textile that you get in the toe box and for the rest of the shoe, there's an additional layer of soft padded material that makes the overall experience on top of your feet really nice as well. So overall, they're just a really nice, comfortable shoe for the price. Now, size-wise, I could see before I even put these on my feet that they were going to be narrow from the pictures online, just because of the way the toe box tapers off towards quite a fine point. So I went half a size up, and I'm very happy that I did. Because I've got slightly wider than average feet, I knew that the toe box was going to be quite narrow and quite stacked, so I did go for half a size up, and I would definitely advise anyone buying a pair of these to go at least half a size up. If you've got wide feet, I'd probably go a full size up. Lengthwise, they're not too bad in terms of sizing, but it's just the width for me it's a very narrow toe box. Now I want to move on to their weight, where I'm going to pop them on the scales. Tipping the scales at 309 grams per shoe. It's a great job by Nike to keep their weight down. This midsole unit is very, very lightweight, and you can tell by the details on the upper that they're also going to be very lightweight too, because there's no heavy set materials on this shoe. It's a very lightweight textile with the embroidery. The laces are quite thin as well, and there's not too much tread and grip on the outsole as well. So it does offer a nice amount of grip for the amount of tread you've got there, but they haven't overdone it and increased the weight that way. And I do think that any shoe that comes in below the 350 gram mark is a lightweight shoe, and anything 300 grams and below is incredibly lightweight. So just above that 300 gram mark is a really nice job weight wise from Nike for these RUN Defys. Now I want to move on to their breathability, where I'm going to pump this upper full of smoke to see how breathable it is. You can see from the smoke test that the smoke kind of labored out of the toe box and the remainder of the upper on the shoe, and it came out quite slowly. And that's because even though there's a nice perforated material in the toe box and it continues throughout the upper, you do have a lot of embroidery on the upper, and also there's additional TPU paneling on the middle of the foot as well that's going to impact the amount of smoke that's released with these. So I was expecting them to be more breathable than they were, but overall they're probably average when it comes to breathability, because even though the smoke didn't escape that quickly in large amounts, it did still escape. But don't expect these to offer you insane breathability. They are going to keep your feet probably a little bit warmer than you'd like on humid days, but overall they're going to offer you some breathability, which is better than none. Now, we've already talked about the price, so just take that into account again when I give the overall score for these, because they do come in at £55 per pair. And I do think that what Nike have created here is a very solid shoe. So I'm going to give these a really solid 4 stars. I'm not going to give them the full 5 because I do think they could have been improved comfort, breathability and looks wise. But again, you've got to take into account that price. They're very budget friendly, and I do think Nike couldn't have done too much more, maybe just created a more polished shoe overall than they have done. That's why they didn't get the full 5 stars. But they are very, very solid 4-star shoe, and they're going to do you very well as an everyday lifestyle shoe or an everyday wear. I wouldn't wear these, because I know I'll get questions about this, for a marathon or if you're going to do intense sports in them, because they're not designed for that. They're designed for everyday wear as an everyday lifestyle and also workout shoe, but just not something that's going to involve high intensity. Now, if you like what you've seen today, please do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up before you leave. You can also follow me on Instagram, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.